Out goes Lord North. Set for a start. Gates are back, and they fired away, and Mahafith didn't get away well. Gave away a couple of lengths. Panthalassa, first one to break, goes off to the early lead. Colonel Liam will try and get across. He's second for now. Then comes Harrovian, who races away in third. Desert Fire hugs the rail, got a nice position in fourth. Saffron Beach is in the red colours in fifth. Myober on the yellow, races away in sixth, half a length in front of Schnellmeister. Then comes Lord North, the blue sleeves with the white chevron, racing a little bit deep for now. Al Farik is in and amongst runners. Ursa Minor, white sleeves and cap, is at the wide outside. Van der Gaard was next best. Then comes Mahafith, who's recovered. He's not at the back of the field anymore after blowing the start. A length and a half away to Hikiki, and Sir Busker happy to watch on from the end of the field. Well, Panthalassa loves to let rip, but he's just keeping a lid on things by his standards. He's a two-length leader at the first turn, 1,000 metres out. Colonel Liam races away in second. Desert Fire, the all-blue colours, is third. Saffron Beach at the outside of Harrovian. Then comes Lord North, who's trying to get a wriggle on. Myober on the yellow colours in a bit of a pocket. Schnellmeister also tries to work into the open. Ursa Minor being nudged and nurdled along. Then comes Mahafith, who's three-quarters of the way back. Sir Busker, Van der Gaard, their next best. Mahafith, and further back in running, then we find Hikiki, but they're homeward bound. And Panthalassa in front by two, balances up over Colonel Liam, who's second. Then towards the outside, Lord North, Saffron Beach, Schnellmeister, red cappers towards the outside. They reach the final 200. Panthalassa in the lead. Lord North on the chase. Van der Gaard is third. Panthalassa 2 lengths in front. Lord North trying to double the dose. Van der Gaard not without hope. Panthalassa crying for the line. Here is the line. It's desperately close. What a finish. Panthalassa, Lord North, Van der Gaard, a three-way go. Fourth also tight. Saffron Beach, Sir Busker. Then in behind them was Al Farik. Towards the inside was Myober on. Schnellmeister didn't lift. Further back to Colonel Liam. Then came Harrovian. After them were the likes of Ursa Minor. Hikiki was next to finish. Desert Fire and Sir Busker. One for the judge. Panthalassa, Lord North and Van der Gaard. I don't actually have an instinct. It's desperately close. Panthalassa head down, head back up. Oh, I can't tell. That is so close. Paul Devlin, the ball's in your court. Panthalassa, Lord North, Van der Gaard, fourth, goes the way of Saffron Beach. Sir Busker was next to finish. Then came Al Farik, Myober on. Schnellmeister got into the clear, didn't lift. Then came Colonel Liam. They were ahead of Mahafith. Ursa Minor was next best. And no numbers in the frame just yet. Panthalassa got away. He grits his teeth 100 metres out. He heard the hooves of Lord North and Van der Gaard closing in. It's Japan, Japan or the UK. That is as good a finish as you will ever see. Has Panthalassa held on?
What a finish to our Group 1 Dubai Turf. Did it go to Panthalassa, Lord North, or was it on the outside last year's second, Van der Gaard? Brilliant finish, Richie. I can't tell. You think Panthalassa's hung on?
I'm not sure. Looking at the still frame, it looks like the inside horse. I think either way, it's a Japanese horse. Oh, I don't know on that frame.
That's not necessarily on the line.
Well,
it says unofficial for a reason. That's not what the stewards are looking at right now.
Well, I thought it. Yeah, one way or the other, we thought it was a Japanese horse, but I kind of thought my first thought was the inside, but on that still frame, Lord North has got it.
This is a race that's thrown up a dead heat in the past. Paolini and Right Approach way back in the day. So you never know.
Here we go. There's a good angle.
Hilary Udale, our judge, will maybe take a little bit of time over this, because the image on the big screen and our image on the TV are not the official photo finish camera. That's the crucial thing you've got to remember. The crowd are cheering. I'm not quite sure for which horse. Oh, it was a brilliant race anyway. Panthalassa, we knew he'd be the speed. I didn't think he could last home, but maybe he did. And then what a performance. Win or lose, to get Lord North back from nearly a year off the track, tremendous.
Well, the handicapper got it slightly wrong, dropping him after. But they said that was a really good derby. It was course record, that winter derby in February. And we've the good form update now for Alan Curran, our next. I thought the outside bobbed. I just missed Lord North completely in that. I thought it was a bob of inside-outside, but I don't know. It's one thing for sure. Oh, here we go.
All they've done is put up a photo between Lord North and Panthalassa. They've made Van der Garde third, so they've decided Van der Garde a third. But I think because they put Lord North's colours up first, which is alphabetical, I imagine, the crowd have decided that means he's won. That's not the case. It's just photo, provisional results. They are still looking at between Lord North and Panthalassa. And we wait a little bit longer to see if Frankie Dettori has won this race for a third time, and if Lord North enters the history books as the first dual winner, or whether Panthalassa, whether it's just a dream night for the Yahagi team, whether they get a third win. Yutaka Yoshida, the jockey on board this one there, he is. So the judge is going to take a fair bit of time over this. You don't want to be getting it wrong when it's a $5 million prize. Van der Garde one spot worse than last year. John Gosden probably doesn't know either. Saffron Beach is fourth. Jane Chapelheim, I imagine, will be over the moon with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that'll set her up for a big campaign in the summer back home and around Europe. I think she's run a cracking race. She was always well positioned by Holly. She was just tracking, I think it was Todd Pletcher's horse, Colonel Liam. She was in the right spot, and I'd expect her to improve from that run. So first run of the year, very good run, and like I say, I think there's exciting big things for her going back home into Europe.
Also would open up possibilities of her going to 2,000 metres maybe as well. So Busker fifth, Edgar. The syndicate will be so happy with that, Kennett Valley.
Mean, they're such a fun syndicate. They're fabulous. They cheer and they enjoy it. And you've always been such a campaigner for syndicates and a big pusher of them.
Only because I can't afford to own a horse outright.
Well, whether it's that or otherwise, the point is they're part of the modern game, and it's very important that they do well, and they're represented well tonight. He tucked out as he always does. They've gone a good clip. I was a little bit disappointed with Colonel Liam. He flattered to deceive at the top of the bend, but Sir Busker ran exactly the race that William Knight thought he would. He said to be pace, he'd drop him out and he'd stay on home, and he justified his place here tonight. I'm glad they got in. Big run.
This is quite interesting because this is Panthalassa. The jockey stayed on. The jockey looked to me as if he was headed for the winner's enclosure, and then one of the paddock stewards said, it's not decided yet, you need to circle here. Whereas Lord North tack off all sorts. They've almost like they've resigned themselves to second the Gosden team, which is quite interesting. But
I think it's wise after such a hard race that they unsaddle him anyway. Frankie Wisely's jumped off Lord North and he's getting his customary cool down. I think that's just a safety factor. The stewards have asked both jockeys to get off and let the horses cool down. I mean, they've put everything into it. It was probably one of the greatest finishes we've seen in racing in Maidan in recent times. I think the last one was possibly on to Peter in the World Cup when Gloria de Campio won. So I don't think we've had...
Don't forget Thunder Snow. Gronkowski was pretty close.
I think, but a three-way photo we had.
A three-way photo,
I think we had... there was a horse of Mike de Kock, Gloria de Campio, and I think Ahmed Ajebi was on the inside of...
Ahmed Ajebi was there on
Ahmed was on the inside, so it was a freeway photo.
I'm too young to remember all that.
Catching up.
It was heartbreaking because Kevin Shea thought he'd won on Lizard's Desire and celebrated accordingly. It was very heartbreaking.
I think that's because Ahmed told him he'd won.
We have had one dead heat if I remember rightly, here at Maidan. Came in a local race a few years ago. They're not commonplace, and I'm not necessarily expecting one here, but judges are taking their time. And obviously, Rich, in your career, you've won plenty of races by short heads and noses and things. How often do you know you've won? Do you think that any of these jockeys will know?
I think I've got beaten more of them than I've won. There's sometimes you'll go past the line and you'll have an idea, you'll think you've won. And there's been many a times, I think I've been beaten in 2 photos this year. I thought I'd actually won, and I'd question the photography. But there's other times you kind of know deep down, and certain tracks that the angle of the track, it favours horses on the inside. Abu Dhabi, for instance, always favours the inside horse in a photo, even when you have one flashing home. So here I think it's a tough one, and that was a tough photo. It was hard to... My first thoughts were the Japanese horses held on. So as a jockey, you kind of have an idea, you think you might have done enough, but then you would always side on the air of caution and not go into the winner's enclosure until it's called anyway.
That's exactly what we've got here. 2 horses circling behind us. Connections waiting on nervously. John Gosden looking not particularly nervous, to be honest. He's a confident chap. But either way, these horses have run brilliantly. Super training performance by all concerned. Panthalassa had come in here off the back of a win in the Nakayama Kinen, as we mentioned last time. And same race won by Just Away. And Lord North came in off the back of that Winter Derby. I mean, it does move up Elenqua in the next race a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, regardless of what the photo does, it's just form. It's just an unbelievable form, because he's given him, 2 lengths in the Winter Derby, and given him a good victory that day. And it was his prep coming in here. And we know Lord North runs fresh, but Allegra, probably needed that run. So yeah, and remember, that was a 1.25 miles on the dirt as well. So Alan Corr is going, farther. He's going to 1.5 miles next, which will suit him even better. So he was at a disadvantage against Lord North in Lingfield, and a very sharp, fast speed track like Lingfield over 1.25 miles. So yeah, it's a big plus in a few minutes.
2004 was that dead heat in this race. Right approach and Paolini.
I think we could well have the longer this goes on,
yeah.
The longer this goes on, I would be airing for the side of a dead heat at this stage, because generally they will normally have the photo by now. And in fairness to both horses, I think if you ask both jockeys, they'd settle for a dead
Frankie
heat.
Dettori's already been asked and said, yeah, I'll settle for a dead heat.
I think they'd settle for a dead heat, and like I say, the longer this goes on, I think
it's announced.
Dead heat.
It's a dead heat. Fantastic. Yeah. Lord North and Panthalassa, UK and Japan. We will have 10 winners on Dubai World Cup card. On the Dubai World Cup card this evening. Brilliant stuff. Neither horse deserved to lose. Fantastic training performance by John and Thady Gosden, and just as fantastic by Team Yahagi. Their 3rd winner of the night. Tremendous stuff. Panthalassa. He's a very popular horse. He's a son of that great Lord Kanaloa. Let's hear from one of the winning jockeys.
Yoshito Yahagi, congratulations, dead heat victory, 3rd win of the day. What a day for you.
What a day.
He went to the lead. That was the plan the whole time. Did he give you a bit of a nervous ending there, a bit of a thrill?
最後、作戦では逃げっていう形だったんでしょうか。最後もっと逃げるつもりだったけど、ナイターを気にしたのか、いつもほどの行きっぷりじゃなかったですね。
Our plan wanted to go more far in the front, but I think horse a little hesitate in the light, so it was that much lead.
Yeah, he didn't. He gave them a little less distance there. So this year, this past 6 months, it's been huge for you. You've obviously Breeders' Cup, Saudi, Dubai, and Hong Kong. Like, what is the key? What your yard has done so well.
いろいろそれを聞かれるけど、俺にも分かんないし、俺に教えてほしい。
Honestly, I don't know why. Just please tell me what is reason.
Well, congratulations again, big victory.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
What a night for Yoshito Yahagi. Many thanks to him for talking to Mikey there. I suppose we were a bit too late here for our winning jockeys, because they'll be preparing for the next race, which isn't a million miles away. That was great fun, waiting for the results of this photo finish. Totally contrasting paths through the race, Edgar. Of course, Panthalassa, as we expected, was on the speed.